For some reason, immigrants just love to wedge themselves into the Black American experience in this country.
Time to blow it up.
One thing I think that us as Black Americans is getting tired of is the way that a lot of immigrants try to come here and, wedge themselves into our struggle, our fight, and everything, and try to act as if they have major contributions to this country, way more than Black Americans do. And in this video, I'm gonna show you. You got two Nigerians talking about Black Americans because every other culture always feels the need to talk about Black Americans, and you have one guy who I agree with. Another guy, the other guy, he really isn't trying to listen. Godfrey is trying to explain to Akbar, and I would I will mess this man's name up, so I will just type it down at the bottom and it'll be there because I don't want to mess his name up. But he's trying to explain to him the difference between them immigrating here and us being here, as FBAs. And the dude is basically just like, well, he don't think that we appreciate the contributions that immigrants get. And to me, I'm just thinking, what contributions do y'all have? What do y'all do? What have y'all done? So let's I'm gonna watch the video and come back with my commentary.
Like African Americans being, it's part of my culture. I don't care what anybody says. My friends, a lot of my friends are African American playing football. Southern, they're my boys. It's like, nah, and you study American history, and you really study how African Americans have suffered. You go, you know how many African Americans are hardworking?
Yep.
All about education. Yep. So what are you going to say? W.E.B. Du Bois, who was the first to get a PhD at Harvard, he wasn't working hard?
Right.
I'm talking about in the early 1900s when they didn't let us have shit.
Right.
How did he get a PhD at that time? You're talking about Lewis Latimer, who invented the filament for the light bulb. That's the reason why Edison, when they were trying to invent the light bulb, it was all kerosene. So it was exploding. I read the whole book. I read Edison's biography. It was all exploding everywhere. And Lewis Latimer, black dude,
right,
apprentice, that filament that you see in the light bulb is a black man that made it. Because every February was Lewis Latimer.
Right.
But he was the one that created it. When it was, they didn't allow it.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate it, but African Americans have always been hardworking.
But no, African Americans have been hardworking, but I don't know.
But opportunity-wise.
What about the appreciation of the hard work for the immigrants who came to this country and worked hard?
But here's the thing is the Civil Rights Bill is the reason why our parents got to come over here. 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was one of the most racist son of a bitches on the planet, had to sign that civil rights. But Martin Luther King is sitting right next to him.
Right. Yeah.
So that is the reason why Koreans can come here. Koreans, Indians, Arabs, Nigerians. It's because of the Civil Rights Bill. Right. It's because of African Americans, foundational black, coming in here, busting their ass, being treated like shit,
right,
being hung, lynched, Jim Crow.
Right.
From slavery was Jim Crow, segregation, Reconstruction, being promised that they were going to get this, fighting every war. Black people fought in every single war and still being disrespected, not being able to buy homes.
Right.
You understand? Burning up of black towns. And people go, well, why ain't they? They saw opportunities. There were black Wall Streets. There were black banks, black hospitals, and they came and burned it.
Black excellence.
Black excellence. They came and burned it because a white woman said somebody raped them, and they never did because a white woman lied. So this whole myth of African Americans not seeing opportunity, they did see opportunity. But you imagine, just like colonization in Africa, but imagine everywhere you go, someone is running you out of town. Someone's trying to kill your son from going to school. Yeah. So African Americans see opportunities, but the way the ghettos, first of all, You know where the word ghetto comes from, right? It's an Italian word.
Okay.
And there was the island of Ghetto in Venice where they kept Jewish people. That's where ghetto comes from. They kept Jews on the island of Ghetto in Venice, kept them there like a ghetto. And then it transferred over to America because everybody was in the ghettos at one time.
Right.
Italians, Irish, and every black person wasn't a slave. There were black people that were here in America already. They're already here. They were not. I know some black people that are like, I'm not a descendant of slaves. We were already here. You know that black people were already here. Black people already traveled. Yeah. Like in this, what?
Yeah.
All over the world. We were already, our black presence is everywhere.
Yeah.
See, he's talking about how he wants appreciation for immigrants that pretty much left their homeland to come over here to work hard, as they always like to say that they do. Why would we be appreciative about that? You didn't do anything to innovate our lives. You all came over here to innovate your own lives, to get your own status. What are we needing to appreciate? When y'all come over here, y'all work your way up, y'all get into our politics, and y'all screw black Americans over at every turn. Constantly. Y'all worry more about immigrants and immigration, which makes sense because y'all are immigrants. Y'all don't have any ties to the land. Y'all could go back to where y'all are from. So what appreciation are we going to have for that? Y'all didn't undergo the beatings. Y'all didn't undergo the marches, the water hoses, the dogs. Y'all didn't undergo any of that. Black Americans fought for y'all to be able to come over here to basically disrespect us, all of y'all. And as you watching this video, you can tell he really is checked out of what Godfrey is even saying. Now Godfrey is saying some stuff. We not African Americans, we Black Americans. But Godfrey is saying some stuff, although I've had my my issues with some of the stuff he say before, but he is saying some stuff, and dude is really checked out. He just his nonverbal cues is like, I'm not trying to hear this. We hear enough of this online already from them. I don't need to be hearing it from somebody, that is basically me, because they're both Nigerians. He's checked out of that situation. He's checked out of it, and that's why he was so quick to say, well, they work hard, but what about the, appreciation for immigrants coming over here to want to work hard? You came over here to make your life better. We fought for you to be able to come over here to make your life better. There's a difference, a big difference. So to him, we are supposed to be appreciative of the fact that he rode his family rode our coattails, our ancestors' coattails, to get here, to be able to work and do what they need to do to better their lives. You really cannot make this up, and they got to get rid of that mindset. But I want y'all to let me know, what do y'all think about what he had to say. I want y'all to let me know, what do y'all think of his nonverbal cues, because he really was checked out of everything Godfrey was saying, either because he already knew that stuff and just was like, you don't need to keep telling me this, or because he really, I don't care about this. I'm trying to tell you about what I want to tell you about, and you trying to tell me something different. Let me know if you agree with Godfrey, or if you don't agree with Godfrey. Let me know that all in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'll be back with another video, because I will be back with another video. Peace.
The Truth TV. Subscribe, like, and comment.